On the other hand, when you hear about the activities, similar kind of activities, if you've seen the Bhagavatam, most of the narrations are about kings. How Dhruva Maharaj, he was rejected, he was insulted, and he gained a kingdom far greater than his than his father's. Great narration. It's just like in this material world also, you hear about somebody who rags to riches story you hear. About how Google was built or how Facebook started, etc. All these new startups are there. When you hear about them, every day you can hear this startup, started in a small way. Now its valuation has grown into several thousands of crores and all that. So this story is also like that. Rags to riches. Dhruva Maharaj. He started as what? As a small boy. He was rejected by his father, rejected by his mother, stepmother. And he went to the forest, gave up everything. So he had his own way of doing a startup. He went to the forest and started his startup. And finally he got a kingdom greater than his grandfather's. So rags to riches story. Same like any other mundane person. But then the effect of hearing Dhruva Maharaj story is that what will happen? Your determination to enjoy in the material world will all fade away. You will get determined to become a devotee of Krishna. I should also be like Dhruva Maharaj. I should also give up my job, my family, everything. I should go. You cannot go to the forest now. I should also go to ISKCON, join, and I should also execute devotional service to Krishna. You see the effect? When you hear the activities of some mundane, so-called great personality, your determination to remain in this material world and work hard and earn money, earn fame, earn reputation, all these things become stronger. But the activities of devotees, although they look similar to the activities of the mundane people, when you hear those activities of the devotees who are coming in the line of Swayambhuva Manu, what are those activities? They married somebody, they had children, they had a kingdom, they fought with somebody, they conquered someone. These are all the activities. If you see the Bhagavatam, okay, Dhruva Maharaj, 5 years old, he went to the forest, he came back, he grew up, he married so-and-so person, these were his children, and then he went and fought with the Yakshas. This is the kind of narration about Dhruva Maharaj. Like that only about Priyavrata Maharaj. Priyavrata, as we will see, those are the narrations which are going to come. Priyavrata also gave up the kingdom, went to the forest, then Brahmaji and others came and told him, come back and take care of the kingdom. Another, again, rags to riches story. He was in the forest, in sannyas. They pulled him out and made him a king. And then he became emperor of the whole world. So much so that he created another path of the sun. These are all the activities of Priyavrata Maharaj. Like this, and these were the children. This is whom Priyavrata married. These were his children. Exactly like the activities of some mundane person. But then the result of hearing is diametrically opposite. You get determined to give up this material world. You want to become renounced. You want to stop engaging in material sense gratification. You want to become the master of your senses. You want to become a devotee of Krishna. You want to become the servant of the servant. Exact opposite of what happens when you hear a mundaner. When you hear a mundaner, you want to become the lord of everyone. I should also become like Ambani. I should become a Birla. There should be thousands of people reporting to me. When I walk, there should be 10 people carrying briefcase behind me. And when I come out of the airport, one guy should be waiting with the door open. This is the kind of desires that come up. But when you hear about Dhruva Maharaj, you hear about Priyavrata Maharaj, you hear about all such kings only, Swayambhuva Manu, you hear, what happens? I don't want anything. I don't want car. I don't want servant. I don't want anything. I want to become the servant of the servant. I want to go and do some menial service in the temple. I want to wipe the floor. I want to clean the toilets. This is what I want to do. You see, the determination completely changes. So, the effect of hearing about pure devotees, although their activities are similar to what people gossip about mundane celebrities, the effect is completely different. Why this is so? Because all the activities that the devotees carry out, they do it as a service to the Supreme Lord, and they constantly carry the Supreme Lord within their heart. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena santas sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti yam shama sundaram govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. The pure devotees constantly remember Krishna within their heart, and remembering Krishna, they are carrying out their various activities. Arjuna was fighting the battle of Kurukshetra with great intensity. When you are in a fight, the intensity is very severe. You have to be very, very focused. Little bit inattention, you will get killed. You will lose your life. That is the stage in a battlefield. With so much intensity, Arjuna is fighting in the battlefield. But simultaneously, he is remembering Krishna. Because Krishna, in the beginning of the battle of Kurukshetra, instructed Arjuna, Ma manusmara yudhyacha. Remember me and fight. Constantly, Arjuna was fighting and remembering Krishna. Therefore, when we hear about the Mahabharata, about the battle of Kurukshetra, what happens? It's not like hearing about World War I, and World War II, how Hitler came and attacked so many countries, and all the European countries, they formed Allied states, and they battled against Hitler, and they took this strategy, they took that strategy, and finally they quelled this whole attempt, and that is how this world again became peaceful. It's not like hearing that. When you hear about, similarly, Arjuna also fought, what strategy he deployed, how he fought with the various great personalities, Bhishma, Dronacharya, Karna, such great personalities whom nobody could defeat. So what strategies Arjuna used, and how he fought the battle, how he won the battle, and how Yudhishthira was enthroned. These are all the subject matter of Mahabharata. Exactly, it looks like World War I and II only. In fact, you should call it World War II and III, because this is World War I. Mahabharata is World War I. All the kings from all over the world had come. So it was really World War I. But still, the effect of hearing World War II, World War III, what happens? We get, we only get various ideas of how we should be peaceful in this world so that we can enjoy our senses nicely. That's all that you will come across. But when you hear the pastimes of Arjuna and Krishna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, what happens? Our devotion to Krishna increases. Our determination to fight the battle against Maya becomes stronger.